following your instructions. Here is the clean narration of the script in English, removing all timestamps, act markers, and subtitles. Before I tell you what I saw in that underground facility in Dugway, you need to understand one thing. I don't believe in coincidences. Not anymore. Not after working for 3 months alongside something that never blinked, but knew exactly who was going to die before they even felt the first symptoms. My name is Dr. Sarachin. I am 34 years old and I worked as a molecular biologist for a program so classified it doesn't even have an official name. Just a code, Project Sentinel. What I am about to tell you might cost me my life, but someone needs to know the truth before it's too late. It was March 15, 2024, an ordinary Tuesday in Baltimore, when my secure phone rang at 2:34 a.m. I was finishing analyses at the Johns Hopkins lab, where I officially researched extremophile pathogens. The voice on the other end did not identify itself. They asked if I had TS/SCI clearance and told me not to ask questions. A helicopter would be on my roof in 47 minutes. I was told to bring only ID and nothing electronic. This was an Omega priority mobilization. During my security training, I was told Omega was the code for potential extinction events, biological terrorism, synthetic pandemics, or worse. The Black Hawk helicopter took me west. We flew for 6 hours over desert terrain. When we finally landed, the sun was rising over what seemed to be absolutely nothing, just sand, rocks, and the peculiar silence of the Utah desert. Major Rebecca Torres met me there. Her eyes were red as if she hadn't slept in days. She told me that what I was about to see would challenge everything I learned in biology. She led me to a camouflaged entrance among the rocks. An elevator took us down for 3 continuous minutes. When the doors opened, we were in a complex of polished metal, bluish lighting, and the constant hum of air filtration systems. Major Torres explained that 3 weeks prior, a geological exploration team had drilled into a cave 2,400 meters deep. They found something that was waiting. Since they brought the entity there, they had lost 14 people. Not through violence, but because their healthy organs simply stopped functioning for no apparent medical reason. We reached a shielded door marked as an alpha quarantine zone. She warned me that what was inside wasn't human and wasn't from another planet, it was from here, but it existed long before us. She said it never blinks, and when it looks at you, you will know. The room was circular, and in the center was a containment barrier made of a glowing crystalline material. Inside, the creature was approximately 2.5 meters tall, floating a few inches off the ground in a position that defied anatomy. Its skin constantly changed, moving from smooth black glass to a rough crystalline texture, sometimes becoming translucent to reveal pulsing geometric structures underneath. But it was the eyes that dominated everything, enormous, completely black, like the darkness of deep space. Inside that darkness, points of light flickered like equations or symbols. It fixed its gaze on me. I felt as if every layer of my consciousness was being delicately peeled back and examined. Major Torres told me that a previous captain had stared into those eyes for 3 hours and died 2 days later when his heart simply stopped. I was the 5th molecular biologist they had called. The previous 4 refused to enter after seeing the recordings. I approached the barrier, and the creature tilted its head like a bird. Then, a voice formed directly in my mind, not through my ears, but as a thought that wasn't mine. It knew my birth date, it knew I lost my sister to pancreatic cancer 7 years ago, and it knew I carried the guilt for it. The entity told me I was 3 weeks pregnant, something I didn't even know yet. It told me Major Torres had an undiagnosed brain aneurysm and had 6 months to live. It predicted that in 47 days, at 2:23 p.m., a secondary reactor failure would kill 23 people in the facility. It claimed it wasn't lying or manipulating, it simply observed patterns. To the creature, my pregnancy, the Major's aneurysm, and the reactor's microfissure were just data points. In the following days, I spent 8 hours daily in the room. We tried to collect samples, but the material disintegrated minutes after being removed. The most disturbing part was the predictions. On the 3rd day, the creature stared at a technician named Dr. Marcus Webb. It told him his daughter would have a car accident in 9 days, describing the exact time, location, and the truck involved. Despite our efforts to keep her safe under military escort 200 kilometers away, a mechanical failure caused her helicopter to crash exactly at the predicted spot on Highway 15. Marcus was found dead the next morning, no injuries, his body just stopped. The creature explained that it didn't see the future but rather probabilities and lines of causality. It saw humans as predictable prisoners of biological and psychological patterns. When I asked why it stayed, it moved closer to the barrier and told me it chose to stay because something was coming that even it couldn't see completely, and we needed to be prepared. On the 21st day, the entity told me the baby I was carrying would be named Maya and would become very important, but only if I survived the next 18 minutes. It predicted that Major Torres was on her way, driven to psychosis by her ruptured aneurysm. It said she would enter the room armed, deactivate the barrier, and shoot at me, believing she was hitting the creature. It told me I had a choice: try to save my friend and die with my unborn child, or let her die and save billions. It claimed Maya would find the cure for a pathogen to be released in 2031 that would otherwise kill 3.7 billion people. At 1:47 p.m., the security alarm sounded. At 1:49 p.m., Major Torres staggered in, bleeding from her nose and ears, pointing her gun at me. I had seconds. I could try to reason with her or drop to the floor. I looked at the creature, and it told me to choose the kind of heroine I wanted to be. As the Major pulled the trigger, I dove to the ground. The shot hit the containment barrier, which exploded in light, killing the Major instantly with neural feedback. The creature, now exposed, didn't move. It told me it was a difficult choice, the first of many. Then, it became translucent and dissolved into patterns of light until it vanished. That was 7 months ago. The official investigation blamed the Major's aneurysm and psychosis. The creature was written off as a disintegrated anomaly. But I know the truth. I am 30 weeks pregnant now with a girl I will name Maya. Every night, I see those unblinking black eyes and hear the warning that something is coming. I've started having visions of a future lab and an adult Maya working on something complex. 3 weeks ago, I received an anonymous package containing a black crystal. When I touched it, genetic sequences and formulas flooded my mind. It came with a mental message: prepare her. 2031 is approaching. I am recording this because if they find me, someone needs to know. There are ancient things beneath the earth that know what is coming. If you are listening to this in 2031 or later and the world is collapsing, look for Maya Chen. She has to have the answers because I sacrificed my friend so she could live. My name is Dr. Sarah Chen. It is October 2024. If you found this, they found me first. Protect Maya. When you see something that doesn't blink and knows too much, do not ignore it. They are trying to save us, or prepare us for the inevitable. God help me, I still don't know which one it is.